for the team, because tonight I wanted to talk all about leadership, which I just went to. And first, I feel like I have to thank you guys, because the only reason I got to go to leadership was because of you guys, because of this team, because of how hard we work and how hard we work together towards this mission. And I really am grateful for all that you guys do. This is something that I've wanted to attend for the last 3 years. So I hope that it's something that you guys want to attend and work towards. So thank you for that, really. It's an opportunity. If you didn't know what leadership is, it's you have to be a 5-star diamond or above to be invited. And it was nice because it's like, if Summit is amazing, it's very high energy, there's so much going on. Leadership is a bit more laid back, and it's higher level leadership training. Like there were only 200 coaches there, so it was really quite small. And then our spouses are all invited. So I think there were 400 total people. And you get a lot more one-on-one time with the trainers and with corporate. And it was a really cool opportunity for me to actually get to connect with other coaches who've been around for a long time and hear what they do. When I wanted to talk about leadership tonight and share with you guys, I was really, really excited coming off of it. And I'm still really excited about it. But I have to say, I've been kind of nervous coming up to this call, because I didn't know how to take everything that I had learned and give it to you guys. And obviously that's not entirely possible. So I just wanted to kind of share from my heart tonight the things that really touched me the most, and what I'm trying to do going forward because of the impact leadership had. And I think I'll just start by saying, when I became a coach because I like many of you, really struggled for a long time to feel good in my body. And I'd had my second child. And I just remember when I finally had that transformation with my program, like I remember getting dressed one day, and I'll never forget this feeling where it was just easy. Like I just put on clothes and I wasn't uncomfortable. I wasn't thinking about it. Like I literally put on clothes and walked out the door. And I realized in that moment, like how freeing it was to not have those body image issues, right? That really weigh you down. Sorry, it makes me emotional, but it was such a high impact thing in my life where I felt so much belief in these programs and what I had gone through and what they had done in my life. And that was this is sort of the beginning of what I want to talk to you guys about, because I think at leadership, we learned a lot. There was a lot of amazing keynote speakers, but there was this underlying focus that really touched me, of making sure that we are going back to the basics in this for the integrity of what we do, and really, really helping ourselves and helping people get the results that they want and live their most healthy and fulfilling life. And it reminded me of that feeling that I had. And that was why I decided to coach, because, I was also lost in what I wanted to do in my life. So it sort of came to a point when I'd heard about it, and then I had felt this belief. I thought, I have to share this with other people, because I knew way too many people who struggle even worse than I did with eating issues and body image issues, and just tying our worth to our weight. And I just thought, if I had this thing that finally made me literally feel like shackles were taken off, I knew I had to share that with other people. So my point is that my belief was so strong. And it made it, even though scary to put myself out there on social media, even though scary to do all those other things, it made it easy, because anytime I started to doubt myself, I just had to remember how deep that belief ran inside of me. And as I went through this, when I think about even the leaders on the team, and I mean, everyone has a story, but I remember watching Chanel go through her transformation. Like for 90 days, we stuck it out together in a program, and to see her transformation was huge. And she had that same belief. I remember it with Jody, even like we went through a few different challenge groups before I think, you finally were like, you had your belief in it. And my point, I guess, in all of this is that we're not selling to people here, but what we're trying to do is be so sure of the belief in our transformation, of the belief in what it is that we're doing here, that it becomes very easy to share it naturally through social media. And then remembering when we talk to people that we're just sharing from our heart. And I get caught up in all of this, so since that transformation, I think I have changed and transformed, but you start to forget some of those things. You start to let things slide. I never seem to miss a workout, but my eating is kind of, neither here nor there, or little things like that, whether it's your personal development. And it was such a great reminder to me that passion was what launched my business. That passion was what brought me through all the scary parts of being a coach into being a more confident leader in who I am today. And that was the first part of leadership that I just felt like is such a critical piece of what we do. And I wanted to remind everyone of that tonight, especially on the heels of a new program, because our role as coach is twofold, right? The first part is really to believe so strongly in what we do and then have a transference of that belief to other people. But we do that by being rooted in our own transformation. And we can only show people what is possible when we take these new programs, or any program that is out there, and we follow it to the best of our ability, the whole thing, and understand what the transformation is that can come out of it. And that's something that I haven't been very great at. And I'm going to be committing to you guys tonight that's where this is going to change, because it's one thing to just do the workouts every day, or just drink your shake every day, or whatever your strength is that becomes natural to you. But we all know that it is hard to commit to something for 30 days or for 60 days or whatever that duration is. And that is our role as coach. It's to do that hard so that we can say to someone, this is not a transformation that I saw and pulled off of Beachbody website. This is me, and this is what happens when you do this challenge. Maybe it's not always on the outside, right? Because your body doesn't always transform, but you can tell on the inside through the dedication of something what it does for you. So that was my first big, takeaway. And the second part of that, the second thing that we really do as coach is to coach. And I think personally, I've lost sight of this a little bit. And maybe you guys have too. Maybe I know I've spoken to some coaches who I think hearing how they coach has inspired me to get more into my coaching. It's one thing to to encourage people and help them through the hard part of deciding to join a challenge group of ours, and to set up that challenge group and to put posts in it every single day. That's training. That's not coaching. Our role as coach is to now take this belief and help this person here and literally walk with them to not their finish line, but to sort of the beginning of their next finished starting line, right? Because we don't want them to end. We don't want the challenge to end and for people to be like, okay, I'm done. We want to make sure they get the results that they want and then move on to the next thing, even if it's not Beachbody, but to move on to make this a lifestyle for them the way we have. Because we know that when you start to let that go, we all fall back into our own ways. So it was really powerful for me to sit there in the audience and hear our CEO, who's extremely passionate about this, say that we all need to stop spending so much time worrying about how pretty our graphics are and spend more time getting on the phone with our challengers, or really connecting with these people who are in our groups and showing up for them every single day. And that was just such an eye-opener for me. Because I think that for a long time, I really worried about what I'm saying, even in my daily posts. And of course, people read those and of course they matter. But like the beauty of what we do happens in what I say to you when you comment on my post. It's how I reached out to you when I saw that you hadn't shown up in the challenge every single day. It's me calling you to say, what's going on? You haven't been here. What are you struggling with? And let me help you through these things, because I've been there too. In fact, I'm going through it again right now. So it was an amazing reminder that what we need to do is to make sure that people are getting results and to truly coach them, and not worry so much about having 20 people in a challenge group, but really focus on the 3 that we have, and making sure that our transformation is amazing and then their transformation is amazing. And when our transformation is amazing, everything is easier because we have more things to post about, right? Naturally, this is what I'm doing in my life. And it's easier to transfer that to other people because we're already naturally passionate about it. And then when other people's transformations are amazing, it's easy for us to say, you should join me, because look at what has happened for you, because they automatically have that same belief that I had 4 years ago, standing in my bathroom mirror, wondering how amazing it is that I'm not poking and prodding at my body for the first time in my life. People get that. So that was a really huge part of leadership for me. Amongst all the other amazing pieces, those were the two things that I think just ran so deep and made me want to run out of there and just get back rooted into the roots of what we do as coach, and make sure that we're focused on those key things, because that is how we change lives. And that is what we do as coaches, is to literally make sure people are getting the results that they want by being the best coaches that we can. And I really think that the rest comes from that. Carl, I mean, if you haven't heard him speak, like, you should Google him and because he's obviously very passionate about what he does. He's very charismatic, but he talked about, there's the Beachbody Challenge. And this was something that I just couldn't, I don't know how many people you guys have had finish a challenge and actually input their stuff into the Beachbody Challenge. I may have more than I think, but it's not because I told them to do it. And that's like, I don't necessarily think everybody needs to go and enter this Beachbody Challenge, but more of our people should be making sure that they're starting and finishing. They give like $500 a day away to people for just entering their stuff, and their pictures and their transformation. But what I wanted to say there really was that he carries around, he says he has this huge white binder, and he brought it out on the stage. And it's of all the challenge, like the transformations of the people, like a results binder of the people who enter the challenge. And he was like, you guys should be building your binder or your file or whatever that is, so that every time you end a challenge, you have transformations. Maybe they're not transformations of people who are comfortable sharing it out into social media, and that's okay. But through the challenge tracker now, we get people's before and after photos very easily. And to just put them in a file, so that on those days when you're starting to doubt what we're doing and the value of what we're doing, we can go back and look at that file and remember what we've done, the impact that we've had on the lives of other people because we stepped out of our comfort zone. So that, again, that was just another really, really powerful piece. And it kind of all leads me down to a challenge that I'm going to jump into, and recognizing that right now, I think we have an amazing opportunity with Core to Force. This is going to be a program that we get, that anytime there's a new program launch, it's an incredible opportunity for us to dive in, have our own transformation, and truly help so many other people for months after months after months. Because when I have a transformation with Core to Force, I can then share that with the other people. And then my first wave of challengers who get a transformation, that's what I can then use to help others and show others what is possible, before it becomes something that everybody's heard about. And even though not everybody has heard about 21 Day Fix, I definitely notice a lot more these days, people being like, oh, well, I already have that program. I don't know if you guys have heard that or not, but I'll just think that this is the greatest program for them. And I'm wondering myself, why the heck didn't you tell me it? Like, how did I miss that question in there? Like, I must have missed something in my conversation, but it is more commonly out there. Anyway, my goal is to, and I challenge you guys to do the same. My goal is sort of threefold. One, I am committed to following Core to Force full 30 days, like to a T. And after that, I'll probably do another 30 with the deluxe program. But I really truly want to get back and rooted into that feeling that I had of recognizing how hard it is to make these decisions, and yet how wonderful it is when we do, when we follow something and when we can truly understand the transformation it has for other people. So I am hosting a challenge, a coach-only challenge group. I really want to encourage all of you guys to stick with me on that, let's do this challenge group together. Let's really commit for these 30 days. And then let's have, there's 19 of us on this call, or 22 of us on this call. Let's at least have 22 amazing transformations that we can then share with other people. And let's use that to build our own book of results. Our book of results should start with us, right? Our transformation. And then we can now have each other's. But as we help people through this next challenge, whether you're running one yet or not, now we can start to build. So I want to have at least half of my challenges that go in. I should be able to have a hard results to add into my book of results. And that's something that's the second part of what I really want to commit to. And I want to encourage you guys to do the same. And then the final thing is just going back to the power of threes. Today, I literally printed off the power of three document because I've had a few different conversations, and it is easy to get off track and think of look at what all the other coaches are doing, or get stuck in the news feed and look at other people's posts and what they're doing. But I really want to encourage all of you to do this as well, where get out of the news feed, print off your power of three, do your vital behaviors, post about those vital behaviors, post about your life. Don't worry about what other people are doing, but post about, not that fitness is your life, but that it's a part of your life. Post about your other vital behaviors, and take this power of three document and literally check it out, check it off, and fill it in each and every day. This was what I built my business on, this power of three document. It wasn't even made then, but that's what I did. I took 3 people, I did 3 posts a day, I added 3 people to my network, I connected with 3 people, and I followed up. And that was when at the end of a challenge group, or when it was time for a challenge group, I invited all these people that I connected with. And when it was the end of a challenge group, I invited all those people to coach with me. And that was where this all began 3 years ago. So instead of worrying about all the other things that we could be doing, because it happens to me too, let's just focus on getting amazing results for ourselves, giving amazing results for our challengers, and just doing the power of three, and not worrying about all the other things that we have going on. So that's my challenge to you. And I'm sure I'll find some way to incentivize it over the next few days and throw out a fun thing to help us all achieve that. But I would love to know what you guys think of that. If what you think about what I've said tonight, if it has meaning to you. I can see there's comments, so I'll look at them in a second. But I really do believe so wholeheartedly in what we do here. And it was it was a gut check in a way that at the end of leadership, it was almost also really refreshing, because I had been getting really caught up in wondering why this coach is able to recruit like 25 people, or why this coach has like an average of 30 to 50 Success Club points. And I didn't understand what I wasn't doing to get there. And so it was extremely refreshing to me to realize that what I'm doing is a good thing. And I can just keep doing the things that I'm doing better and not worry about doing more of it. Just do what I'm doing and do it better and help those people. Jody.
Thank you for sharing all that. I listened to the Allie Upham?
Allie Upham.
Okay. I listened to her talk yesterday, and she addressed the very thing that you just mentioned. Like we start looking at these other people with these crazy numbers, and why can't I do this? And she said, like, stop that. How can you possibly
help that many people?
Truly coach that many people? If you're doing this right, if you're truly connecting with people the way that we need to, like you said in the beginning, focus on the 3 people in your challenge group who need you. Help them. The numbers might get bigger later, but I couldn't manage a 40-person challenge group, like not really the way I want to. So I found that really refreshing, that it's good to focus on, I guess, quality over quantity, and really building a good relationship with someone. I really liked her talk. I thought it was really a good approach.
Yeah, I loved it too. It's something that I shared with the Diamonds, and also I'll share it in Successfit if you thought it was helpful. I saw a couple other people say that, so I think I'll make sure. Thanks, Jody. And I agree. That was how I felt. I felt refreshed. I felt refreshed that it was okay, that this was the pace I was moving at, and I felt like I could certainly do better, but I felt at least that I hadn't fallen so far off my way, that I wasn't going the wrong way, that really this is truly what we need to do in order to impact the lives of other people, is to build deep and not wide, Who else has something to say? I can dig into the comments here. Did it connect with anyone else? Did anyone else feel the same way?
Well, I've had a glass of wine, so I can say hi.
Let's hear it.
That was amazing. And it was exactly, I think, what I needed to hear. I've had a month of notice. It seems like no's everywhere I turn, and it's made me question what I'm doing. But if I just dig back into my own journey and then doing what I've been doing all along, but do it better, it makes total sense. And stop thinking about more people and just thinking about treating the people that you have better.
Yeah, making sure that they have such a rich experience, that they love this. Is obviously we love this. That's what brought us here. We didn't come here because I don't know. We came here because it felt so good to go through what we went through, and that's what we want to give to other people, I think.
Totally.
Thank you. That's awesome. Anyone else? Mm-hmm.
Priya, I just want to say, I also love that you mentioned like how good we feel when we're in a program. And I've been in a bit of a funk myself, and I've been working out every day and eating pretty well, but like trying different programs in BOD because I'm curious about what's in there, and not getting to bed on time and not really making sure I'm getting my containers. And I just was thinking today, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And I had to take a really honest look at myself outside of like the business side of it. What am I not doing right for me? Because I'm not feeling the joy, like Ali was talking about. Where's the joy? Now I'm just stressed about everything all the time, stressing. And I realized, when you do a gut check and you are being honest with yourself, when I had my first month of 21-day fix, I was in bed at 10 o'clock. I had to be because I was falling asleep if I wasn't in my bed. I was getting a solid 8 hours every night. I was making sure I had every single container every single day, and I felt amazing. So it's so true. I mean, I try to imagine like keeping that up forever. And I think I'm just going to tell myself to just take it one day at a time or one challenge at a time instead of the rest of my life. Because it feels, feel like you get a little bit tired sometimes. Totally. But that's when you feel the best. And that does make it so easy. If you're eating the right way, you can snap a picture of anything you're eating and share it. And there's your content for your food posts. I also will throw up, as you know, Rachel is my success partner, and I asked her today, could you please take a look at my social media? Because in my head, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I don't think I'm doing it. And she looked. I was hesitant to ask this of her because that's a lot of pressure to put on someone else. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, right? But she said, you know what? I see a lot of like filler. Make a list of write out 1 to 20 and check off how many of the last 20 posts had true value for the people that are following you. I mean, I have not a huge audience, but I have 600 people on my like page who some of them may see what I post. And if there's nothing really valuable there, why would they keep coming back? It's great to round everything out, but the value has to be there. So she sent me this schedule of like posts for every day of the week, and I'll throw it up in Successfit and on my Rebel Republic page as well. Because I started like the moment I saw it, I was like, that would save me so much time trying to figure out what to say and what are people going to want to hear, and then I get all wound up in here. So I just started following it like this afternoon, but it just feels so much better because it's definitely, it's good.
What awesome feedback from Rachel. Maybe she needs to do a call for us on this now.
Well, I see her stuff and she's very natural and evokes conversation from people. People engage with her posts.
Yeah.
Haven't found my groove with it. So I thought I would ask. And I mean, I should have been able to look myself and see that. I actually didn't. If you want someone to critique your social media, give yourself 5 minutes and look at it yourself. Right. You're probably going to see what's missing. And then if you need another set of eyes, find somebody that you trust or whose social media you admire, or your success partner because that's who you're chatting with, or whoever, and check it out. It's funny. Sometimes it's the littlest tweaks with this business that just change your mindset or change the outcome of something that you're doing. All we can do is just keep trying stuff, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's awesome. Monica, do you want to hop in there?
Yeah, I actually struggle because I'm new to Instagram and I have the like page, I'm doing challenge groups and I'm posting in challenge tracker as well because I had some people that did my challenge group basically, but they want to stay. So I started a group called kind of Fit for Life or Ever Fit or whatever, and then people can check in on the challenge tracker. So a few people, like alumni call them, want to be on the challenge tracker with me every day. So I'm posting in there, and then I'm posting to my groups that I do new every month. And then I'm posting to my own personal page. I'm posting to the like page, but sometimes I'm confused about how much I should post on my own page versus the like page, and how many times a day should I post on my like page. Like I have over 400 followers now too, and it's like, oh, should I be more personal? Should I, I don't know, like sometimes I'm putting a restaurant. I'm like, is that really what people want to see? I'm not sure. Should I put on like a poll? Like, what do you guys want to see? Like, I don't know. So I'd love to see what you're referring to, Jody, because I think I need help, and especially the like page department. Oh, maybe in my public page too.
Yeah, send that. Well, you said you'll post that up for that. That's great. It's a tough one, Monica. I think eventually you want to, I don't know about you, but for me, eventually I wanted to just get down to one page, right? That one Facebook page anyway, so that I'm not posting, but I think it's a tough one.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything they want to hop on and say or share? Sabrina?
Yeah. There's just a couple of things I want to say. First, I want to say thank you so much, Bria, for posting all of your live videos right from leadership, because I don't know, for me anyway, it just sort of like fires you up. Like that's what the future is. If you didn't go to leadership this year, and maybe you're not going next year, but that's what the future is. And I could see how intimate the setting was there as opposed to Summit, which is like insane and giant, clearly. And I haven't been to any of these events yet. So thank you for sharing that. And it also kind of gave you that little sneak peek of like the info that was coming, which I loved. I loved getting that ahead of time. I like that technology and that info right away. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And then I had two questions about the quarter force. I don't know if you know them or not, but one is there still isn't a challenge group guide on the COO yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's coming because that's stressing me out. I like to read it ahead of time. I love Carla's. Thank you. That's awesome. I love Carla's, and I'm definitely going to use it. I find that I tend to have like a couple of different scripts. Like if one isn't resonating with my group, then I'll pull a little something from corporate scripts just to kind of switch it up a bit. So that's one question. And the other one is coaches can't get challenge packs, but it says that challenge packs launch October 31st. And this is actually a question that Jackie asked me today. Yay, Jackie. So is it available to us, or is the base pack available on the 31st or?
Yeah. So first of all, historically, once the challenge pack launches, that's when they'll upload all the quarter force stuff. So that's when you'll see the quarter force challenge guides. And yes, the same day, what they'll do is like, it'll be a rolling launch. So on that day, you'll see the challenge pack launch probably first, and then within an hour or two, the base pack and the deluxe pack will launch. And Quarter Force is exclusive to Team Beachbody. So there's Beachbody, which runs the infomercials, and there's Team Beachbody, which is the network. That's us. It's exclusive to Team Beachbody for all of November. So people can only get it through a coach for all of November.
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, you'll see that, and I'll make sure to let you guys know as soon as those go live as well. Because the digital upgrade I think you'll be able to do the digital download on November 2nd. That kind of thing. So it gives a couple days for other things.
I was just going to say something, Bria. Be careful about how you order it, because I ordered 22-minute hardcore in Liam's name because I wanted the extra Shakeology, but then it's not in my BOD because he doesn't have an account. So if you stream, your best to not try to get a challenge pack and just get right. Would you agree with that, Bria? Just go for the digital package, or?
Yeah, if you stream, the digital is amazing. I mean, it's always, I remember at Summit, Michelle Camry was like, I'm going to get the program and then I'll get the digital and then I can actually use the program as a giveaway, which was brilliant, I thought, as well. So, yeah, you can do it however you want, but I like having the hard program because every now and then, Wi-Fi fails you and it's so nice to have that hard DVD. But I'll tell you, I started it this week because I got it and it's awesome. You're going to love it. And how exciting is the cafe latte coming to Canada for, I think everyone on here is Canadian. I know. And this is how awesome corporate is. I just got a bag that they shipped me to my door for free. Isn't that so nice? This is why you want to be elite, because they do stuff like this. So I know we want to do it the right way, but it's things to shoot for. I just want to say one thing about what you said, you talked about how good you felt when you were on the program, and that, we don't want it to always be forever. And I feel the same way. I'm not interested in a world without wine and chocolate. It's just not one I'm interested in. So I feel the same. I think that there needs to be balance. And I think in my first transformation, I was able to have balance because a couple days a week I did have wine and dessert, but just not every day. It's when it starts to slip into those things. So I think the value of a challenge is to go as hard as you can for that focus, build this momentum, and then you could do something like that's where yoga retreat comes in, or like something lower key where maybe you're just trying to maintain and enjoy and not need to have such a solid night's sleep to handle your workout the same way you would if you were gearing up for a race or something. Wouldn't you agree? I don't know, Katie, Carla, those of you who are racers, like you push hard and then you take a break.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah.
So similar to, I guess, what Bria was saying, like the last time that when I did hammer and chisel, I was pretty good, not like 100% with my nutrition. That's always my downfall. Cause I do eat generally healthy, but like you start eyeballing. And so you kind of start being like, yeah, that's about half a cup, or that's about, and you just like, and I just find myself like slipping. And the last 2 months have been really hard, and I had to do a really hard like look at myself because I could feel it. It's like I could feel it in my challenge groups. I could feel it in myself and everything around me. Like everything was challenging. Like, yes, I was still hitting SC, and yes, I was still posting every day. And I actually had probably better content, but I think it's because the PD that I was listening to, because I was trying to get myself out of this. And at the end of the day, it came down to like, sometimes I think, and with the holidays coming up, I think it's so important to help teach people a little bit about that balance and like make a commitment together. Like, okay, Monday to Friday, we're going to be super clean and we're going to stick to the program. But Friday, everybody gets to, enjoy a few drinks because they're going to a Christmas party, or let people pick like 1 day or 2 days a week where they're going to indulge a bit or enjoy that Christmas party so they can at least maintain over the holidays. So it's a perfect time I find for that. I found last fall and into the winter was like probably my best time, because I feel like it just has been being like every day was wine. It wasn't, I have to get like away from that. And now it's like I've only been back on my containers properly since Monday, and haven't had wine but I already feel so much better. And so I think it's important for us to remember sometimes, like when we do, like it's all in our mind, and it's trying to help people get there with their minds, that you don't actually need another snack or more food or whatever. However, I am excited when I listened to Joel talk on, I think it was on one of Melanie Mitro's calls, about the food program for quarter-fours, and he said we get more yellows. He said we're going to eat because he likes to eat. I'm excited for that. And I think that, Shalene also does a really good podcast on that. Like sometimes you just need to shake your system up. If you've been doing 21 Day Fix pretty steadily and eating to that particular container level for so long, like you need to shock your body and change your body to see a change, because you may have hit a plateau, and that could do it as well.
I listened to that podcast too. It was great. Thanks, Carla. That's awesome. And I totally agree. That's such a good plan for balance, because again, I think what is so powerful about what we do is that we're trying to teach people that this can easily move into being a part of your life and a lifestyle that you have, and not have to take over our lives, right? Anyway, before we wrap up, I just wanted to say thank you again, because I felt really proud of our team leaving leadership, like of all that we accomplished, of every individual on the team. Like, I think we have a lot of integrity. I think we do lead with a lot of heart and hustle. And I think that it's just important that we stand together and that we stay focused on these core pieces. And I really think that, not that it'll all just fall into place all hunky-dory without trouble, but I really think that if we continue forward again and take advantage of this opportunity to show people what Core de Force can do, show ourselves and develop that belief, that talking to people, sharing it, and helping others achieve that goal is going to come a lot more easily. So thank you guys. I love what we've got going on here, and I'm really excited to finish this year strong and dive into 2017 with a lot of momentum. But thank you. Thanks for being on tonight. So tomorrow I'm going to open our coach only Core de Force challenge group, and there will be a draw for a prize. We'll do 3-day refresh for December. So, we'll make sure it's fun, and we'll keep it light and fun as usual, and share lots of posts again. But I love you all so much, and thank you for being on tonight. Have a good night's sleep, and get ready, because Core de Force is going to kick your butt. I'm so sore right now. I can't even tell you. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for being on. Bye.